This competition is stiff. As exciting as it was to win first place, I have never had, to my knowledge, a celebrity see my artwork, let alone the celebrity that basically inspired the entire piece. So for me, that was amazing to have Klaus Voormann see the piece and of course like the piece. But the biggest thrill actually didn't happen until later when I went back to pick up the artwork from the art room. So I got voted first. I went on stage, people applauded, pictures were taken. It was wonderful. It's always it's just thrilling to know that people have enjoyed your artwork, and you really know it when they vote you into first place because their votes have told you we like your artwork, and that makes the 800 hours worthwhile. I mean, you certainly don't do it for it to not be seen and enjoyed. So we've done that, and I went back down to the art room to pick it up, and I get there, and Deco's like, Klaus came back. I'm like, what? He said, well, he had left early. He'd left about 3, and the awards were at 5 or 6. And on his way out, he had gone back. Earlier in the day, he'd been escorted, but he actually went back by himself, and he had been asking if I was going to make prints of the piece. The word he used was capture. Is there a capture? Because you can't capture it in glass or acrylic, museum quality acrylic. It reflects, as you might notice a little bit here and there in the video, although we've gone through great strides to try to limit the amount of reflection you are currently experiencing. The answer at the time was no, I had not done a capture. We'd actually framed it up, put it behind the glass without doing a capture, which you don't typically do. But there was this deadline, the fest was coming, and I had to get it in the frame to show it. So when I did do the framing, I was like, there's a good chance this thing is going to come out. I had a feeling I was going to be pulling it out of the frame to do this capture without the reflection. But when I came back and Klaus Voormann had asked, is there a capture? Like, I'm interested in getting a print. I was like, yes, there will be. I don't even care what it costs to take it out of the frame and reframe it. We're going to do it. We're going to capture it. And he wasn't the only person to ask, but talk about putting you over the top. So I'm not going to say no to you. We're going to do it. And that kind of kicked off the whole series of what's going on with it now, which is the Kickstarter and the pre-selling and the funding of doing the capture, because it's not cheap. They use the special camera. You get it out of the frame, and the camera is such that there's no perspective issues, because if you angle it a little bit, like you are probably looking at an angle right now, and it probably isn't, like if you're familiar with Revolver, it probably looks a little bit closer to Rubber Soul than Revolver as far as the angles are concerned. I could go off on a tangent. That's how the Rubber Soul cover came to be. They were taking pictures and they were putting them up on this piece of cardboard, projecting them, trying to decide which one they wanted for the album cover. And the cardboard slipped a little. And when it slipped, it stretched their faces, and they went, that's what we want. Can you do that? Because that's actually how the Rubber Soul cover came to be, was when the paper flip. But we didn't want that for the art prints. You have to do the special camera, and there's this whole color correcting thing, so the white can be white and the black can be black. Because I took a picture of it before I framed it, and my picture's a bit more orange than white, so it's a whole process. If Klaus Voormann or Paul McCartney asked to buy the original artwork, my first inkling would be to steer them toward an art print. They're really wonderful. That's all you really want. You don't want this giant thing on your wall. You want an art print. I would have a hard time selling it. It's a lot of work. If Paul McCartney or Klaus Voormann asked for it, especially Paul McCartney, because we all know how much money he has, it would be a very hefty price tag. All right, my final thoughts? No, you said my final words. My final words. And to end the album and the artwork. So play the game existence to the end of the beginning. Of the beginning. Of the beginning. Of the beginning. Of the beginning, and we fade it really nicely. Of the beginning, it's getting darker. Of the quieter. Of the beginning.